good evening. You join me outside on a lovely English winter's evening. Absolutely beautiful out here tonight. It's currently about -3. Very, very, very cold. But I fancied coming outside and just enjoying nature a little bit. You guys know I'm a bit of a hippie at heart. I do like being outside. So I'm actually coming outside and doing a bit of standing press tonight. I can't go heavy tonight. One, obviously, in terms of injuries and stuff. You're not at your best when you're in the cold. But in addition, it's pretty slippy underfoot. So I don't want to be doing anything crazy. Plan is to get a set of 5x5 with about 100 kilos or thereabouts. Nowhere near my max. You guys have obviously seen some of the weight I move. But it's just nice being outside. And I said to you guys, first and foremost, enjoy what you do. And I just wanted to come outside and I just wanted to do a bit of press. But I'm trying to be a bit safe. It's very cold at the moment, but I'm just taking advantage. I've said to you guys before, you've seen me training outside in summer. I love being outside. It is very cold, so it's not super pleasant, but it's absolutely beautiful. We've had snow over here in the UK for the last few days. My garden's got a nice layer of snow, and it's just absolutely stunning. I've just come home from work. Sun's kind of gone down, so it's currently a bit after 4 o'clock. I haven't got any clients for a couple of hours, so I just thought, you know what, start outside, enjoy being in the cold, enjoy being, and just do something you enjoy. So that's my first set of 5 with 100 kilos. Although, obviously, you guys have seen me press a lot more than that. Push press, strict press, I can maybe hit about 160. But it's a very cold day, so I'm not looking to get injured. Also, it is slightly slippy underfoot, so I don't fancy walking around with huge weights. As I said, I'm just enjoying training, enjoying being outside. And, you know, if I can build a bit of muscle and get the heart rate going, then I will. Right, on to set number 2. I said the most challenging thing, actually, tonight being out here is my hands. My hands are absolutely freezing. It's probably not the smartest thing to do, to be fair, but whatever. Yeah, as I said, it's pretty cold, and holding cold iron is not the nicest thing in the world. But even so, I'm having a good session. Right, I'm going to get on to set number 4. So as I said, I'm doing 5x5, and then I'll see what I'm going to do next. So my daughter is just heckling me through the bedroom window. She's upstairs watching stuff on YouTube while I'm out here freezing. It's all right for some. All right, on to set number 5 now. It's not felt too bad. There's obviously a tremendous amount left in the tank. But I just have to be relatively sensible and walking and unracking a lot of weight when it's relatively slippy underfoot isn't probably the most sensible choice. I don't always make the smartest decisions, but even I have to accept that tonight. Maybe tonight's not the night to be throwing around heavy weight outside. Alright, that's enough of those. It's getting slightly dark and it is cold. I'm freezing at the moment. So what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to take it into the gym now, defrost, and carry on my workout. So I'm still on this full body thing. So you guys saw me outside. It was very cold, so I'm cold to the core. Actually, I had to go inside and warm my hands up. I had to go and run them into some hot water because my hands were just not working. I started out with some standing press, and then I'm just moving on to some chest supported rows. Now, I've got this contraption here. Can you see it? There you go. It's got lots of names: bulldog pad, omni pad. It effectively, you can adjust it in lots of different ways. The way I've set it up today is I've set it up like a seal row. So it's cold. As I said, I don't really tend to go very heavy when it's cold. So I'm just doing these seal rows using dumbbells rather than a barbell. Seal rows are a fantastic exercise, but they're also very difficult. So you're kind of limited in the exercises that you can do. So my deliberate kind of exercise selection is a selection of exercises that you don't tend to go very heavy on. So I just started out with some 22 kilo dumbbells just to kind of get a bit of blood in the area, range of motion. I'm going to go up to my 40 kilo dumbbells next, and then I'll just see where it goes from there. Right, that felt quite nice. Felt like quite a nice working weight. So I have got a pair of 60 kilo dumbbells, but for the purpose of today, I'm just going to stick with the 50s. So I'm going to get a couple more work sets with the 50s in a moment. Let my breathing come back. If you don't include seal rows in your training, I highly recommend them. They are a great support for any pushing movement. I know that sounds weird, but as much as you push, you want to pull. Julius Maddox, those of you, I'm sure most of you will have heard of Julius Maddox, greatest bench pressers of all time, #1 bench presser in the world and world record holder, not far off an 800-pound bench presser. He's phenomenal. And I know he has always said that he does something like a ratio of 2 to 1 when it comes to pressing and row. So, or should I say 1 to 2. For every 1 press he does 2 different variations of row. And he does that multiple times a week. And, you know, if it's good enough for the best bench presser of all time, it's good enough for this middle-aged lump in his back garden. So if you don't incorporate rows, bench rows, seal rows, barbell rows, all those kind of things in your workouts regularly, I strongly recommend that you do them. I don't do seal rows with dumbbells all that often, but it's quite a humbling experience, to be honest with you, because you get a much more range of motion. Whew. Out of breath. The fact that you haven't got the bench limiting you and you're able to pull a bit further back is really, really effective. Because my best seal row is 140, 160, something along those kind of lines. I mean, these dumbbells are 50 kilos, so like 100 kilos total. And I'm feeling them, absolutely feeling them. Moved on to some bench press using a bit of accommodating resistance, but I'm using this lovely contraption at the moment. So it's a cambered bar, so it allows me to get a little bit more range of motion, but it's also a Swiss bar, so rather than holding in a kind of conventional grip, you can see I hold in a sort of parallel grip. Right, the reason I've chosen that bar is simply because I'm not very strong at it. I never move a massive amount of weight on it, relatively speaking. So I'm just doing sets of 5, using a bit of accommodating resistance. I just did a plate and a couple of chains, so I'll put on 100 kilos on there. I'll see how that feels. I might go up to 120, 140 plus the chains, and just do a few sets of 5 reps. Keeping a form reasonably strict, not using much leg drive. So the thinking behind this is simply, it is cold. It is very, very cold, and I never personally go heavy on cold days. I either kind of tighten up my form, or I do very light and do very, very high reps. The thermometer in my gym, I'm just looking at it now, currently says it is about 7 degrees centigrade in here. So in terms of Fahrenheit, for my American viewers, what would that be? It would be in the 40s somewhere. So it's pretty nippy in the gym. I've got my heater on, I've got a radiator heater on, but it's not really doing very much at the moment. I've got a couple of blow heaters, but I find it quite difficult to train with those on, to be honest with you. I don't know, they just like mess with the quality of the air. Normally I just put them on, heat up the room and then switch them off. But I just wanted to get on with training. So it is pretty cold, as I say. So because it is about 7 degrees in here and I've just come inside from being outside in the absolute freezing, literally -3 outside. There are going to be no big weights tonight, I'm afraid, ladies and gents. Now, initially I was going to do a all over body workout. I think I'm going to probably change it to just simply an upper body workout. So I've done a standing press, I've done something for my back, and I'm going to do a bench press and probably leave it there. I don't think it would be very advisable really to squat today. And to be fair, I did all over body yesterday, like a psychopath. I did a bit of leg press the other day and yesterday, and my legs are still pretty sore from that anyway. All right, 100 kilos of the chains was okay. In total weight, I would imagine that's about 120-ish. Hard to say exactly with the chains. So I'm gonna go up to, put another plate on, 140. And I'll probably get a couple of work sets with 140 plus the chains. I personally just find it very difficult. I don't know about you guys. But I really do find pressing with a parallel grip. I am nowhere near as strong on a parallel grip as I am on a normal bench. I think the most I've ever moved on this cambered bar with a Swiss grip is 180, I think. I mean, I probably could push a bit more, but I think it's somewhere around 180. On a normal cambered bar, I've hit 220, but with the Swiss grip, I'm just not very strong at all. On a normal Swiss bar, I've hit 240 and a chain, I think. I think that was the most I've ever done on that. But just this particular bar, I'm just not very strong on. But again, it's where, you know, days like this, you kind of check your ego at the door and just enjoy your training. Get a good session in, and you know, don't make excuses for not being able to train. It is cold. It is very cold. It is very, very, very cold indeed. But you know, still getting something done, and any workout's better than nothing. Right, I'm being very sensible there. I think I've just saved myself an injury. I was just doing 140 with the chains, did my second rep, and you guys know 140 isn't a big weight for me by any means. And I just felt my right pec get very tight. So I'm just stopping there. That's me done. Those of you who've been with me for a while know, in terms of my history and stuff, I actually tore my pec many years ago, benching 140 and ignoring warning signs. It was just a really bad day. I was warming up, got up to 140, excuse me. Did a set of 8 with it. It didn't feel right, so I said, rather than being sensible and just moving on to another exercise, I said, you know what, I'll do another set. And I got onto my 5th rep and I tore my pec. And it took me a very, very, very long time to get over that injury. So I'm absolutely fine. It feels absolutely fine. But I just felt my right pec, which is where I tore in the past. I felt it just tighten up all of a sudden for no apparent reason. So that is absolutely a warning sign. So listen to your body, people. The weight will always be there for another day. So I'm just going to leave it there because God is telling me, Mark, you've had enough for today. As I said, the last thing I want is an injury. Again, those of you who watched my channel last year will remember at the end of January last year, I suffered a bit of a pec injury as well, because I was building up towards a 300 kilo bench press. And I'd been building up for quite a few weeks, and I'd hit a 290 bench press for a single. And then I suffered a pec injury, benching 120. Yeah, benching 120. So listen to your body, people, is all I'd say. Listen to your body. So yeah, wasn't the most exciting workout ever, but it was still something. So you guys have seen me do a bit of standing press, a bit of rows, and the most pathetic bench press ever. But the weights will always be there another day, and you want to be in this for the long haul. And it's New Year, and I know a few of you guys may be relatively new to the channel, or you may have just had a layoff from training or whatever. And it's just obviously important to get a good session in, get your work done. But it's also important to stay healthy, particularly if you're an experienced lifter or an older lifter or whatever. You know, you do need to learn to listen to your body. I'm not saying you know, be a coward about it or be a punk about it by any means. Go in and work hard. But I, as a younger man, was the original masochist. No pain, no gain. I was a very, very, very difficult person to stop in the gym. Very difficult person. But what did stop me was injuries, and not listening to my body. And I was dumber than I was tough, or tougher than I am dumb, or whatever, however the saying goes. But in the past, I'd had so many warning signs of preeminent injury, and I just ignored it, and I pushed through because I was being, you know, hardcore or whatever, and I ended up hurting myself. So I'm 47 next month, so I'm not a kid anymore. I've been doing this for 31 years now. The gym's still going to be here tomorrow. So I will continue doing full body. I will probably leave chest out of my rotation for a few days and just hit other stuff, because I'm pretty sure my 57-inch chest isn't going to disappear anywhere overnight. All right. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So if you are new to the channel, thank you for taking the time to watch. I'm on 1,120 something or other subs at the moment, which is really good. My short format videos have been doing really well. I've been releasing one pretty much every day or every other day, but I've been releasing them very regularly. And my long formats I'm doing every 3rd day at the moment. So if you are not seeing my stuff, please check out the channel, because I know the YouTube algorithm seems to be picking up on the shorts, but the long formats, the views are really down. My last couple of videos, I don't think have even hit 100 views. I think they were like 70 or 80 views or something like that. So, which can at times be a little disheartening, because I do put a lot of effort into the channel, but equally I train because I love training, and all I'm doing essentially is trying to share a bit of knowledge and a bit of the experience with you guys. And if it helps out a couple of you, it helps out a couple of you, and that'll be nice. Okay, so do hit notifications, hit like, and what else you need to do, drop a comment, even if it's an emoji or something. It really does wake up the algorithm. and it kind of pushes the videos out there a little bit more. Okay. Right, anyway, you guys take care, train hard, stay safe, because it is a bit icy out there if you're over here in the UK. I was driving to work today and I saw 2 car accidents, and I only work about 15 minutes from my home. So I have about a 15-minute drive, 20-minute drive. And I saw 2 car accidents on the way to work today. So please be careful. All right, you guys take care, and I'll speak to you soon.